Not Like Us continues to age like fine wine. It gets better in time. As the days go by, this song always seems to surprise me. There's a few things that I noticed from the last verse that caught my attention recently. What if I told you that Kendrick knew that Drake admitted to taking advantage of Atlanta artists before the beef even started? Or what if I told you that this is also the reason why we got like that with Future and Metro Boomin, which was Kendrick's first response to Drake after he made First Person Shooter? But first, let me tell you about this documentary that Drake made for Magic City. It's a documentary for a gentleman's club that Drake co produced, but it's the last episode that got a lot of people's attention. It was episode 5 that was recently released, and that's the episode that I want to talk about today. See, in the last episode, named after Future's song, Tony Montana, there's a segment where the people in Magic City seem to doubt Future at first. The first one would be Drake, recalling when he first heard Future back in a bum studio in Toronto. He explained that Future had sounded high or on another planet when he first heard him. But following Drake's remarks comes DJ Esco. DJ Esco is a DJ at the Magic City Club, and Esco explains how he wanted to play Future but got negative backlash for playing him and thought that he would get fired because of the outcome. The next person to doubt Future is the boss's son by the name of Juju. He also chimes in after the two and says that him and others didn't like it because it was repetitive. He didn't like Future's song because he felt like he repeated himself a lot. But keep in mind that Drake is producing this. And in this part of the episode, it felt like the people were expressing their doubts when they first heard Future for the very first time. They created this segment to where they were casting doubt on Future when he was coming out on the scene in Atlanta. Fortunately for Future, the pros outweighed the cons. The dancers and more actually liked Future and the music that he was making. It stuck with the people. It stuck with the people in the club. People actually enjoyed the music despite what Drake and others were saying about how they didn't understand Future because he was high or because he was repeating himself constantly. Despite all that, Future still won the people over. And this is funny because now everyone is rocking with Future, even Drake. And what's funny is that Drake mentions ATL and moving there in the beginning of his career with Lil Wayne. After this, he then stated that he was caught in between eras. Now, at this time, I'm assuming it would have been the 2000s era, changing to the 2010s era, where Future started to make his mark and everybody else from Atlanta. But this is important because it's the same interview that Drake says that he is aware of Atlanta and how it's important that if you want to make it in the rap world, you have to work with an Atlanta artist. And I think that this is the thing that might have rubbed Kendrick and Future the wrong way. Because remember, it's in the same episode in the documentary where he slights Kendrick Lamar when he talks about how he doesn't care how people respect another artist more than him. But like I said, in the same episode, he also admits that he needs to use Atlanta artists to stay relevant in the rap world, in the culture. It's a crazy statement to admit when you realize that despite doubting Tony Montana when he first heard it, he still jumped on the remix in 2011, around the same time where Future starts to take off and people have their eyes on Future. Atlanta has their eyes on Future, Magic City, and all that. Remember, Drake admitted that he was caught in between eras, most likely looking for ways to stay relevant, and figured out that if people are rocking with Future, then he would use him, an Atlanta artist, to stay relevant for the next wave. Now, I want you to keep in mind that this documentary was recorded and finished in 2023 and was only shown once in 2024 at South by Southwest in March, which is odd because if you remember the song Like That with Future and Kendrick Lamar, that song had came out on that exact month. It's the same month when it was previewed at South by Southwest back in 2024. It said that the filming wrapped in 2023 and the series premiered to an acclaimed South by Southwest in March in 2024. But what are the odds that Like That comes out the same exact month in March 2024? The song Like That with Kendrick Lamar and Future had released days after South by Southwest, after the event was officially over. So from the looks of it, it looks like whoever was at South by Southwest in March 2024 either tipped Kendrick off and Future off about this situation, about this documentary, or they knew about it in 2023 when the filming had officially wrapped up. Either way, it does look strange How after Drake talks about Future using Atlanta artists, using people to stay relevant, and then sliding Kendrick in the same episode, it is strange that this song comes out right after that documentary comes out. And then obviously following the beef and everything that transpired after that. Which brings us forward to Not Like Us. Because remember, I talked about the third verse and how the third verse, Kendrick Lamar brings up Future again. And I think what he says about Future catches my attention more than anything now after this documentary officially released to the public. And this is when Kendrick Lamar says, "You called Future when you didn't see the club." And now I'm starting to think, because remember 616 in LA, when Kendrick was talking about the mole and how he knew people in Drake's entourage that wanted to see him fail. Now I'm starting to think, how did they know about this documentary? Because if you watch the last episode, Drake really does say that. He says that he knew that he had to use Atlanta artists to stay relevant. And in that same episode, he doesn't name Kendrick Lamar, but he speaks on how he doesn't care about how other people respect another artist more than him. And then obviously he has this beef with Kendrick that ends up going on the following year after this was finished recording. So was there somebody that tipped off Kendrick? Was there somebody that tipped off Future? Did somebody tell them about this after they finished filming this documentary? Or did somebody tell them after they watched it at South by Southwest? Either way it goes, I think it's strange how after this was premiered in South by Southwest, 10 days later, we get like that with Kendrick and now could this be the main reason why Kendrick and Future decided to team up? I'm not sure, but I can say, in my opinion, I feel like this played a part in it. We'll keep it alleged, but I thought that it was interesting how this is all starting to play out. And it makes more sense when Kendrick says, "You called Future when you didn't see the club." Right after Drake admits in a club documentary that he had to use Atlanta artists to stay relevant and admitted that he was in between eras and realized that Future's era was about to take over. And despite thinking that Future sounds high, he still got on the remix in 2011, confirming that he used Future to stay relevant. Even as far back as 2011, Drake has been using these tactics of using people, using upcoming artists, even Future, to keep relevancy. And obviously, after this, they have a collab album and they do everything like that. No pun intended. But the way that Kendrick brings up Future and Not Like Us is starting to make a lot more sense after this documentary was released. The way that he worded it. You called Future when you didn't see the club. But y'all tell me how you feel about this. I think it is really crazy that this documentary had came out around the same time that Like That came out, and Drake kind of shades both of these guys in midst of using Atlanta artists. It is a crazy scenario. I want to know your opinion on this. Big shout outs to everybody that participated in the recent lives. Big shout outs to everybody that showed love. W to all the people that you see on the screen. Make sure y'all show them some love as well. Hit the links in the description, in the comment section. Make sure y'all clap it up for them. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next video, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll keep it a legend, man. Peace.